temple was once part of the rim, isolated first by headward erosion, then attacked on all sides by the forces of weathering. Vishnu gradually shrank to its present shape and acquired this distinctive peak top. Vishnu was named by an explorer who thought such peaks looked like oriental temples, and so labeled them. Vishnu is a Hindu god. See, this is the Vishnu temple. Of the dozens of so-called temples that dot the canyons in their landscape, 3 are visible in the photograph at right. Each has reached a different stage of the long process of decay that began even before they were separated from the rim. Much as Shiva's 7,618-foot summit at the extreme left has weathered away to Coconino sandstone, there still retains traces of Calamine limestone rim and the rim's underlying layer of Tor Reef limestone, both 7,012 Isis in the center and the 6,037-foot Osiris on the far right are capped entirely in Coconino sandstone. But while Isis's top is still relatively broad and Osiris's Coconino cap has largely worn away, and only a pinnacle is left, is less than a billion years, 2 lower layers of comparatively soft hermit shale and Supai sandstone will break down faster than the overlying sandstone and limestone strata. Therefore, Osiris should have been a respite, for the next layer of red wall limestone is almost as resistant to the forces of erosion of Osiris's one-time Kaibab limestone cap. Need these that. Months before it dies. An agave or mescal plant puts forth a mass of blossoms on its single thick stem. This species, one of 3 kinds of agave found in the Grand Canyon National Park, has stems up to 12 feet tall. Their upper portions completely covered with small bell-shaped flowers. See that? Look at all the bell-shaped flowers there. To the Indians who chewed it, the sacred Datura caused the mind go around and go out in many directions. This mental liberation enabled man to establish contact with the spirits that lived in animals, plants, and rock. See that? If you lose something, eat a piece of Datura. Then you'll see it in a dream, and when you wake up, you can go to it. Navajo lore. Patrick Towie struck his knife deep into the water-covered ground, and there the Great Canyon was formed. Wallapai myth. Tall woods then rolled a raging stream into the gorge. Ute myth. He met the great snake, the sun and others who taught them everything. Hopi myth. All day, Tio was stood at the edge of the cliffs, looking into the deep gorge, wondering where the water went. Hopi myth. Where's the water? The god makes our guns grow. It guards us. If we leave it, we will die. If it fails, our village will be destroyed. Havasupai myth. Lemuel J. Powell, who lost his left eye while skinning a bobcat, is an elder of the Havasupai, a small, isolated Indian tribe in the canyon. Once chairman to the Supai Tribal Council, Powell retains a role as spokesman, explaining to visitors such tribal skills as tanning a hide or making deer stand still by carrying a talisman or a deer's calculus. This is Lemuel J. Powell. Havasu Falls, one in a series of 4 falls along Havasu Creek. Palmet's 100 feet between Havasu Canyon's red walls into a pool. Chemicals in the water, which partly account for its remarkable blue-green color, also produce the filmy curtains of travertine that hang from every surface touched by the fall spray. As the spray evaporates, the chemical residue turns to stone. Along with the moist banks are cottonwood, willow, wild grape, and watercress, providing a dense haven for cormorants, hummingbirds, and mallards, as well as a rock squirrel, beaver, and bighorn sheep. The upper end of the stream waters the 518-acre of a Havasupai Indian Reservation, turning the canyon floor into a lush oasis. This is Havasupai Falls. Encrusted with salt, a hoppy prayer stick hangs from the roof of a salt mine near the confluence of the Colorado and Little Colorado rivers. Leaving this area,